Well, good afternoon, everybody. It's me, Mitch. A little something different. Today, I'm going to cook my second meal of the day. I had a very small first meal, just some smoked salmon. So I'm going to really do it up. For my second meal, I'm going to have a fairly large ribeye that it's been sous videing, and I'm going to add some bacon. So I'm going to cook the bacon first, and then I'm going to sear the steak in the bacon grease left over from the bacon. And I'm going to have steak and bacon for dinner. But first, I'm going to open this big box here that I got from Amazon. A big box. You know, Amazon makes every day like Christmas. So I thought I'd share this with you. And let me open this thing and show you what I got from Amazon today. What could it be? I know what it is. It is two of these Mueller 12-inch stone ceramic frying pans that I got, and I got two of them, even though I already have this one that I've been using probably for 9 or 10 months already. It's still perfectly good, but they do start to discolor, and I've been getting a new one of these every year because they only cost 35 bucks, and they're beautifully built frying pan. They're equal to the quality of some of these frying pans. They get 150 bucks for. This is the greatest find that I ever found, and it's perfectly safe, tremendously nonstick, and I love it. And I've had it on my website on the links to stuff I use page, and people have just bought the hell out of this thing, and everybody so far has really loved it. Well, last week I put out a post that said that Amazon had notified me that they were having a sale on these, and it was $24.82, I think. And I said, you know what? For 25 bucks a shot, I'm going to buy a couple of these things and just put them away. And when I decide it's time for a new one, I'll go and get one of these out, and then maybe next year I'll go get the other one out. So that's not huge money, but I saved over 10 bucks a piece on these, and they're great pans. So I got these in here today. Thought I'd share that with you before I started cooking my dinner. So let's cook my bacon and steak dinner. I'm going to start by preheating the carbon steel pan. Steak is in the sous vide. Going to get some of this Wright's extra thick cut bacon. And I'm going to make a couple of slices of it. 2 slices I think would be enough. So here we have 2 slices of this Wright's extra thick bacon. Going to cut them in half. Because I didn't have any bacon yet today, and I like to eat bacon every day. And I'm going to take these and put them in the carbon steel pan here. And we're going to let them cook, and they will provide more than enough fat for me to sear my steak. And while they're cooking, I'll get my steak out of the sous vide. Now this is a steak that I dry brined in the refrigerator since early this morning. It was in vacuum sealed plastic that I did about a year ago, because this is one of the steaks that I got from Publix last year for $5.99 a pound. So I kept it frozen, vacuum sealed for a year, took it out this morning, put it on a plate on a little rack in the refrigerator, and then I put it into my silicone sous vide bag, because no sense vacuum sealing it again just to sous vide it. You can always use the silicone bag, which uses what they call the immersion method, where you put it in the bag. You don't have to vacuum seal it, but as you put it under water, it pushes all the air out, and you just make sure that the entire steak is underwater and the open top of the bag is above the water line, and you've got a vacuum. For those of you that don't have a vacuum sealer, you can still sous vide things in these bags. These are also on my links to stuff I use page on my website. So we're going to take this steak, and it's a beautiful, beautiful steak. It's got a nice back cap on it and weighs about 20 ounces. So it's make a nice meal. We're gonna pat it off, because you don't want to sear a steak that's really wet. You want the steak to be blotted dry before you sear it, and that gets you a better sear. We'll get my steak eating plate out here, and don't need to salt the steak because it was dry brined. So our bacon is cooking. And the nice thing about a seasoned carbon steel pan is it's relatively non-stick. Don't have to worry about the food sticking to it. Now, I don't have the pan set up to screaming hot yet. I have it set to medium high because I found that's the best temperature to cook bacon. And when I cook my bacon and eggs, that's the temperature that I use to cook the bacon and the eggs. In fact, sometimes after I'm done cooking the bacon, I will turn it down just a little so that my eggs don't get too brown. I like them cooked well, but I don't like them burnt. So we're just going to have to wait for the bacon to get done, which will probably take 2 or 3 more minutes. And we're ready to sear the steak. And that's it, not a whole lot of work. And then I'll enjoy my second meal of the day, which should be pretty filling. So I'll be back in a minute or two when the bacon is done. Okay, my bacon is done. So we'll go ahead and put this bacon on the plate. And we'll go ahead and grab, got a hanger on her there, Lego, there you go, and we'll go ahead and grab the steak that's been nicely blotted off, and the first thing we'll do is we'll turn the heat up a little bit on this pan. Although it's pretty hot, we'll sear the fat on the edges of the steak. About a minute to a minute and a half per side, and dinner's ready. I love this way of cooking a steak. This is, without a doubt, my favorite method of cooking a steak. And maybe this bacon fat will impart a little flavor into the steak as well. Wow, this steak is so tender. And there we go. Turn the range hood on. Isn't that beautiful? We'll leave that set for a minute or so. And let it get a good sear on it. Gotta tell you, my mouth is watering. While I'm waiting for the steak to sear, I made a little video clip about my website and all the gadgets and gizmos that I use, so I'll play that for you now. You can go to my website at oldguycarnivore.com. On there, I've got a page that says links to stuff I use every day. These links take you to Amazon affiliate links of mine, and when you buy something through these links, it helps support the channel. Here is everything I use, every kitchen tool, gadget, and everything else. If you think, and there's no obligation, but if you think you might want to get some of the stuff that I use in my videos and do this yourself, whether it be food, supplements, kitchen appliances, tools, gadgets, frying pans, whatever, I would really appreciate it. oldguycarnivore.com, links to stuff I use page. Doesn't cost you a dime more, and you're really helping me continue to do what I do. Thanks so much, and let's get back to it now. All right, let's flip this steak over. Oh man, look at that. Is that beautiful? Oh man, that looks beautiful. Let it sear on the other side. Now I can turn off the heat because that carbon steel pan will certainly hold enough heat to finish searing the second side of the steak. Believe it or not, this is the first time I ever tried this steak and bacon combination. And I know beef and bacon goes great because so many people like that combination. Bacon burgers, bacon cheeseburgers. Why wouldn't bacon go great as a side dish with steak to add just a little different flavor to it? Beautiful. So let's take the steak out, put it on the plate with the bacon. As if it didn't have enough fat in it, let's pour a little of this bacon grease on top of the steak. There you go. And while I'm at it, just give the cooktop a quick little wipe. Not too much grease. A little tip. Sometimes I take a towel and make sure that I've got enough of the towel to insulate my fingers from the hot burner, and I'll actually just, as I take the grease off the cooktop, I'll run it over the hot burner and it'll burn off. You can see the smoke. And that makes cleanup very easy and definitely not greasy because it does burn. Just be careful, you got enough towel between your hand and that hot burner that you don't burn yourself. So there we go. There we go. Let's cut into this steak. I I guess I could unplug the sous vide. I'm done with that. Let's cut into this steak and see what it looks like. And I have no doubt what it's going to look like because I do this time after time. And what I've got here is a steak and bacon, and a steak that's perfectly cooked, medium rare, in the center. Gorgeous. That is going to be delicious. That is going to be absolutely delicious. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just put the bacon on top of the steak just for looks, just as a presentation, if I can do it. And we'll see how we can't make this look like a gourmet dinner. And there it is. There it is, my friends. My dinner. My dinner. About a 20-ounce ribeye, 2 strips of Wright's extra thick bacon. I'm going to go eat this while it's hot. You take the rest of the day off and eat meat.